Hello, students. Welcome to Psych 301 Statistics. This is a general overview kind of the structure of the course, where to find stuff, how your course pack's organized, all that kind of stuff. So usually I would cover this in the first or second day of class, but I want to make this available to people that missed that, or at some point I might want to just kind of push this offline, have it do it outside of class. So anyway, by this point, I'm assuming you're into Canvas and you have access to this part of the course. I will run most stuff through Canvas. We'll do some tests in Blackboard, but let's go ahead and dig in. Okay, so Canvas homepage, the basics. So the start here, some things that you should do. These aren't links yet, but this video I'm recording is going to get linked to here along with the Lab 1 overview. You definitely want to do the startup tasks, few things to get ready before the class meets. Just one general rule. If you are working on something and get stuck and you email me, after that point, do not panic. So in other words, if you've given it a good try and you get stuck and you let me know you're stuck, you're good. Don't worry about like if there's a deadline or something's due and you've told me you're stuck or what your issue is, I will work with you. Main rule of thumb is I just want you to be proactive and let me know when you run into trouble. Okay, what else? So the syllabus is built in Notion, which is a handy multifaceted tool, but here's all the information about like my office hours and the course CRNs and my phone number. I don't put my cell phone number on here because this is out on the world wild web, but you can see that in Canvas. Talks through the policies, how the grading works, standard syllabus stuff. So definitely read that over. Okay, one of the most important things is the schedule. So the schedule is a Word document that I update once in a while, but it's pretty static. So what I would encourage you to do is print this out and have this as the first thing in your notebook so you can keep track of stuff. Okay, so let me spend just a second going over this. Okay, so things listed on here are due that day unless they have a diamond in front of it. That means it's something we're going to do in class. So if you're taking this in the spring, we meet first on a Monday, and then I'm telling you, you need to already have done this start here exercise, and we'll do lab 1. Then Tuesday, let's see what you got. You've got 2 lecture videos to watch. So you want to do that. You have some homework to do. And the homework requires you to mark it up after you've finished it using the key and then to upload it. That's all covered in homework 0A. All right, then in class we do this lecture 3 on experimental design. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, coming up here you see there's a quiz. You find your quizzes in Canvas, and I'll show you where those are. More lecture videos, homework. Eventually we get to the first test. You already have the study guide in the course pack, but stay on top of this, and this will tell you what's due when. Okay, let me get back to where I was. All right. The attendance sign in. One of the things that you should have done, some people have already done this here for this semester, is put your name for the section you're in. Make sure that if you're in 195, you're doing it 195. If you're in 301, you're doing it in 301. And then when you come to class, you'll sign with your initials, and we will keep track of things that way. For 301, I'm just having you sign in for the lecture. Attendance in lab is optional, so I don't have you sign in. Okay. SPSS. That's the statistical package for the social sciences. It's the workhorse we're going to use for most of the analyses we're going to do. We're going to learn to do some stuff by hand, but a lot of stuff you're going to do just on the computer. There's some install instructions, and I also tell you where you can find it on campus if you choose not to install it on your machine. But I think it's a good idea if you can. This might get updated from what you're looking at, but this is where you're going to find it on that SPSS overview page. Let's see. Okay, my cell phone number. I would encourage you to put this in your phone. It's right there. And the only thing I ask, if it's urgent and you need to text me or email me, that's fabulous. Go ahead. I am, as you can tell it, approaching senior citizen status. I certainly would rather not receive texts after, say, I don't know, 9:45. Certainly by 10 p.m. I'm heading towards bed. If it's not urgent, I would encourage you to email me. It's easier for me to keep track of that. It's less interruptive to my day. So if it's not urgent, email me. But either way, I want you to be able to get a hold of me. Okay, so some key tools. There are a bunch of lecture videos. I just have those as a playlist in YouTube that you can go through. And you should be watching these before you come to class. We're going to cover some stuff in class as lecture, but there's a lot that you're going to do outside of class. For the labs, most of the, or at least I should say, a good chunk of the labs have instructional videos that go along with them telling you how it works and different kinds of things. So that resource is there. When you're doing homework, before you submit it, I want you to check yourself against the key. So here's the homework key. This won't change typically during the semester. So if you want to download this to your computer, that's fine. All these are hot linked. So if you click on that, if you do control click, it'll take you right to the key. Check yourself against the key in a different color pen. If something doesn't make sense, circle it. And by all means, ask me about it in class. We make time for that. Let's see. Okay, and then finally, data sets. The data sets here are on this old page. Gosh, this is ancient. But anyway, that's where you're going to find everything there. It's actually on a faculty website, but it's easier to just access it from Canvas. So like in lab, if I say, hey, go get this data set, that's where they are. Okay, I should have talked about this before. It would have made more sense, but the course pack. You should have a physical course pack. And I've made a copy of it and put it online here. So if you don't have access to your physical course pack, you can find the pages here. Let me just run through a few of the key things. Typically, there's a section called the toolbox that will typically be what I call the yellow pages, and it's paginated differently. So you got toolbox 1 down here. So this is a different section. It starts off with the stats vocabulary guide. Then we get to the SPSS stuff, and this is some of the stuff that we're going to cover in the first lab. And then I'm going to skip ahead. This is all still just the toolbox. And at some point, we get to where the actual course pack starts. Okay, so here's where the actual course pack is. These would be white pages in your physical course pack. But first thing, we're in here, chapter 1. Oh, I'm missing the lecture outline. Oh, I did that. Okay, so chapter 1, here's the first lecture. And these are the PowerPoint slides that you go through. And after those, you're going to eventually get to homework. And then after you get some homework, after homework, you eventually get to the lab. And I think that's it for chapter 1. Okay, and then we've got the outline for the second chapter. This outline was missing, I just realized, for the first chapter, so I'll fix that. It'll be there to start with. Okay, so that is the course pack. Where else am I? Okay, if you ever need to meet with me by Zoom, or we have class by Zoom, there's the Zoom link. You're going to need, if you're taking the test on your own personal computer, you're going to need access to have installed Respondus Lockdown browser. And I got the install instructions for there and 2 other things I'm not going to talk about. Over here on the right-hand side, you've got the coursework coming up. So this will tell you what things that you have coming up, the homework, lab, whatever. I think this is handy and I'd pay attention to it. It's easy to find stuff here, but please realize that the course schedule is what is the golden, that's what I go by and what you should keep track of. All right, let me show you a few other things. Announcements, make sure you're getting anything you see as an announcement you should have already received as an email, but you might need to refer back to them so they're here. You can also, that's the home page. You can also go here to the announcement section. Huge chunk of the Canvas stuff is just where you turn in assignments. So here are all the lecture videos. I can't remember, I might have linked to these. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, so they're linked to, and if not there, you can just go to the YouTube playlist and you'll find all of those. What else? Here's where the homework is. So this first homework assignment you should have already done, but it gives you the instructions on how to get stuff set up on your phone. FYI, once in a while, Canvas is a little stubborn about getting installed on the phone. If you have problems with that, just let me know, but it's not a big deal. It usually resolves itself eventually in like a day or 2. Okay, other assignments you've got. Bunch of homework. There's a bunch of quizzes you're going to take. And then there's some practice quizzes you have. And then there's the lab. So a lot of the stuff, you can come to this page. But again, a lot of it, if you're accessing it at the time that we're covering it in the course, you'll see a link on the home page on the right-hand side. I'll show you that again here in a second. Test stuff. Some of the test stuff is in here. And then some miscellaneous stuff. That's it. Okay. Again, going back to the home page. You have over here on the right the to-do coming up stuff. That's a handy thing to access labs and whatnot as they're coming up.